Is it possible to affirm that our social reality is a kind of spell, a charm produced by advertising, public relations, and media, and, therefore, that these disciplines are a modern form of magic? This question has been the subject of investigation since the late 19th century, when the first field anthropologists came into contact with other cultures and began to study their forms of magic. As early as 1902, the French sociologist Marcel Mauss called primitive magicians proto-publicists who work with the collective forces of society. But it would not be until the end of the 20th century that this idea would be formally outlined by the philosopher and historian of religions Ioan Petru Culianu in his classic Eros and Magic in the Renaissance. In this study, Culianu proposes the Renaissance magician as the prototype of the impersonal systems of mass media, indirect censorship, global manipulation, and the brain trusts that exercise their occult control over the Western masses. Unfortunately, Culianu was assassinated in 1991 at the University of Chicago under mysterious circumstances, leaving his thesis on the magical origin of advertising and media unfinished. Almost 30 years later, Colombian designer and writer Mauricio Loza would pick up this thread in his book The Hounds of Actaeon, in which he develops and updates Culianu's thesis, delving into the internet age and describing the magical substrate of our current digital networks. After decades of the Academy's radar, Culto TV has taken up the torch of this story and decided to create a documentary titled Eros Unchained to unravel the influence of magic on advertising and the media. On a journey that goes from the philosophical roots of magic in ancient Greece and its rediscovery and development during the Renaissance with the work of Giordano Bruno, Eros Unchained goes on a historical journey that unites the basic principles of Western erotic magic with the animal magnetism of the 18th century, the medicine and psychology of the 19th century, and the advertising and consumer society of the 20th century, to conclude with the influence of magic in electronic and digital media, in cybernetics, and in the media warfare tactics of our century. If you have ever felt trapped in a surreal or unreal world, it is because you are. You are trapped in a creation, a spell carefully designed by advertisers, PR agents, technocrats, and politicians. Join us to unveil the great trick of our contemporary demiurges. Eros Unchained, the relationship between erotic magic and modern systems of mental manipulation.